Hey there, everyone. I hope you are all doing good. Today we are going to take a look at the light pedal optical spring reverb system from Game Changer Audio. So since this pedal was announced, I was very curious about it, as I'm quite of a super spring reverb nerd, especially since this year I went crazy. I bought a lot of different spring reverbs, and there's mostly a guitar demo out there, especially for this pedal. And so I guess it was only right to make one centered about drum machines and synthesizer. Okay, so first of all, this is a real spring reverb. You can see maybe the spring over there. If I smash it, I can hear the spring. So we are going to start by sending a simple TR-606 kind of beat I made with a tracker inside it. Better engaged. Now we don't hear anything because our dry level is at 0. There's a detent in the middle, which means that's the normal dry signal. So you can attenuate it on this side or boost it here. You can actually drive the pedal a little bit, which can sound quite good sometimes. Then we have our normal spring reverb sound. It will start to drive the spring only if there is some drive level. But let's start at noon. Make it simple. Let's put everything at noon. Okay. This is our normal. Here is our normal spring sound. We have a tone control. Make it brighter or darker. One great thing is that you can completely cut the dry, but still having the spring. So far, this is the basic. This is a spring reverb. But as you notice, there's lots of other knobs. So let's check it out. We have this knob, which is optical. What this does is that it uses a very complex and nerdy optical red light sensor thing inside the pedal to analyze the movement of the spring. And we can actually move those to have a lot of different tones, which are also affected by the tone. There's really a lot of different sounds you can get just like this. You can, of course, combine the normal spring with it. And before we start to get into those other weirdness, let's check the gate, because that's one of the best features on this pedal. On this side, we will gate the signal, the reverberated signal, both the normal spring and the optical, by using the envelope of our drum. So we can have the reverb sticking on our beat or any other sounds. It's really nice to... This is our normal drum. Can really give it some bite. You can do some weird layering sound design using it. I love it. And on the other side, it will duck the reverb, which means the reverb will not play when our sound, our input signal is playing. It's awesome on sparse beat. This one's already a little bit too extreme. If you start to add some hairs, it will already be a bit of a mess. But And the other side is really cool. Okay, so before we go to more nerdy things, I will plug in the App 2600 over here. Okay, let's compare the two normal spring sounds. Adding the spring reverb tank from the 2600. There's a bit of noisy artifact in there. I like it anyway. I love this reverb. Okay, now let's check this one. The drive control is very important for the tone of the reverb. When you start to drive it a bit too much, you get some saturated sound that are very great. That's actually one of the things you can't really get out of most other spring reverb as easily anyway. Let me patch that sample and hold to the filter. We have something that's moving. Okay, so light pedal, spring reverb from the 2600. Yeah, very different. Now let's start to play again with Optical. So here you can start to hear one of the things that this pedal is very good at, meaning drones. When you start to sense stuff that are sustained, this creates lovely overtones on top of this. And then we have the other modes. We have the sweep mode, which will move around like the same when we were doing this manually in the optic mode. In the sweep mode, it will move by a speed dictated by the control knob. Let's drive it hard. Here you can hear those overtones. That's awesome. You can always gate it a little bit, or duck it. Add the normal spring. Then we have the tremolo mode. Now this one changes the volume output of the reverberated signal by a speed dictated over here. This one works best with a sound like this. It makes sort of a delay. And then we have the reflect mode, which is actually a delay. Only on the spring signals. Yeah, I mean the optical and the spring. And the other one that I like the most, the feedback mode. Which creates those lovely feedback. Those work very well with the gate to add more overtones, more harmonics. And there's this harmonic setting, which is sort of weird analog feedback inside the springs that makes it rattle at different speed, which makes some kind of shimmery effects. Do you know why it's awesome to have this pedal with semi-modular synths? Because there's an expression input which will control this. So we can use, for example, an LFO. Plug it there. And it will control our harmonic level. Let's check it with the optical setting. It's a bit hardcore because there's no attenuation going on. So after that, there's like a lot of different things you can do by powering up the pedal in a weird way, so you can control other things than this. I think you can control the drive, the gate, the tone. You can, by holding up this and gate, can make this move with the envelope of the signal, which we're going to try now. Hear this control being affected by the input signal, which is quite weird. So this is quite a weird beast, for sure. Not a normal pedal at all. It's very best suited for drone things, to my taste, or purely rhythmical material. So let's plug the tracker back. Show you one little trick I like with a more jungle oriented beat. Let's put everything back in the normal position. That's quite cool. So here with the gate, once again, it's one of my favorite things, and really add a little bit of ambience to those drums. Normal. And then sometimes one thing I really like is to just leave only the reverberated signal like this, with gates and a few parameters being tweaked by the envelope as well. It ends up with some very weird sounds, pretty unexpected, which are heavily dependent on which modes you're in and all the tonal controls. So yeah, a very weird and experimental pedal. It's mono, so it's best suited for drums and leads, and for big pads. You won't have any massive stereo field out of nowhere with this, but it's a very, very cool pedal to experiment. So I will leave some of those sounds I made in the video for the good subscribers and Patreon. make sure go check this out and subscribe and whatever if you feel like it. And if you want me to do a sort of mega shootout between different spring reverbs, I can try to make a video of them, but let me know if you would like me to do it, so I don't do it for nothing. Thank you for watching. See you next time.